Hello, people of Instagram and people who are fans of Licorice Pizza. I'm Lyndsey Parker, LP at LP, LPtv, LP squared. See what I did there? We're here with American Mile.
What's going on, y'all?
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for coming. You're about to rock out the joint. You brought Jack. You brought owl skulls, apparently. No owls were harmed in the making of this
It's
interview.
true. This is a vintage owl skull fish and wildlife game. You cannot charge me for the untimely demise of said owl.
No PETA people throwing red paint at
That's right.
Licorice
No,
Pizza as you leave.
I might be down for some red paint on me in the show. That'd be kind of cool. That would probably go viral. I'd be all right with that.
It would be pretty rock
I think
and
there's
roll.
a festival
You're
for
like
that
in the
already.
middle of just singing, and some dude comes up to the stage like, "Meat is murder," just hits me with red paint. I'd be like, "All right, like I'll own it." I'd probably still sing.
I mean, rock and roll. I mean, Morrissey wouldn't approve, but since you said meat is murder, and we were
yeah,
talking
that's
about
right.
Morrissey.
Fight me in the comments, Morrissey.
All right. So, yeah, this interview is off to a great start. I know it's going to be fun. I told you guys you didn't have to worry about censoring yourselves, and you've taken that memo right
Thank
to
you.
heart, which I appreciate. But what brings you? Well, first of all, let's introduce all yourselves formally. Let's formally introduce the band, and then we'll talk about what brings you to the store today.
I'm Colton.
My name is Eugene Rice. I'm from Wallingford, Vermont. My parents, though, are from Brooklyn, so I'm a little unhinged.
You're a little bit country, a little
My
bit
name's
rock and
Joe
roll.
Perez.
Did you get that reference, or was that way too like
I
Gen
like
X? Okay.
Country, a little bit.
My
rock.
name's Desmond Saunders. What's up, Moreno Valley?
That's right. The local, baby.
The SoCal kid right here, y'all.
That's right.
Hey. All right. So, what brings American Mile to this American record store today?
Dude, well, first off, we love that you guys are a record store. Let's be real there. I mean, not enough people listen to real vinyl and music anymore. Everyone's getting everything online. And you know what? There's a huge difference when you throw it on a turntable and listen to that needle spin across a record. It's always the best. It's the best sound.
High fidelity.
High fidelity. Yeah.
Could not agree more. Do you have your record American Dream available on vinyl? And if so, what colors and how
We
many
do.
variants?
That's right. All
like
right.
Taylor Swift, it's all about the variants.
That's right. That's
apparently.
right.
Life
like
of a
T
Showman.
Swift, like our
Life
girl
of the
T
Showman.
Swift. What can I
T
say?
Swizzle.
Exactly.
We got
like-
a couple going. No, right now we have we actually only have 2 left. We sold out of all of them. We have a limited edition red, white, and blue splatter vinyl with a gatefold. And I just ordered another pressing. So now it's only going to be black and blue swirled. But, if you got one of those 100 American Mile, American flag vinyls, thank you. Thank you so much. We have 2, actually. I had 2 that I'd saved for myself. And they're actually here today for sale. So
Is that like the red PETA protest splatter?
yeah,
It is
that's for
actually,
PETA.
100%.
Yeah. Yeah.
Totally died in. So yes, the album is called American Dream.
Yes.
You guys are called American Mile.
Mile.
So yeah, I know before we get into more about what the record's about, speaking of the American Dream, you all live in LA. I know you said you are from Southern California. You said you're from Vermont. I don't think all of you are from LA, but LA is what I love about LA, and I'm an LA native myself, is it is a city that people come to pursue their dreams. They want to be musicians, they want to be actors, they want to just do something creative and cool that their small town doesn't have the opportunities for, or they're just weirdos and they're not accepted in their small town. They come to LA and they find community.
This
like here
is
at
the
store.
melting pot for sure.
True. Vermont was not the melting pot.
Neither was Arizona.
Neither was Arizona. I've been there. I've seen it. Especially Havasu.
So you're from Arizona.
I'm from Lake Havasu City, Arizona.
Have a soup.
Woo!
So what,
Southside, baby.
so what brought the 3 non-Angelinos here in the mix? What brought you to LA? Was it rock and roll?
Yeah,
we have
I moved here
rich
to play,
history here of rock.
to play music.
it's
Yeah,
true.
just come out. You're not gonna find it in Indiana. So
Yeah.
Oh, you're from Indiana. Well, the
Yeah.
Jacksons are from Indiana.
yeah, I don't want to talk about that.
I want to talk about the music.
Wait, John
Music.
John Cougar Mellencamp is from Indiana, I believe.
Yeah,
I still call him John Cougar Mellencamp.
You know
yeah.
what?
After that, I can't think of anyone else. Maybe.
Yeah. Out of
Maybe
there's
not.
a lot of stuff out of
And you.
Indiana.
Well, I could give
Guns
you a
N'
whole.
Roses out of Indiana,
yeah, I
aren't
was gonna
they?
say a couple
Yeah,
of
Slash
GNR
and-
guys.
Slash is
Um,
SoCal. Slash is like
No,
from the
I
valley.
think wasn't him.
Izzy and Axel
and
from
Axl are out of
Nick Mars.
Okay.
Oh,
there you go.
You guys got a lot of Indiana boys that came out here and played rock and roll.
me.
Yeah, that's right.
There you
Joe Perez.
But yeah, you came here to play music, and that's where I met Eugene. Actually,
true.
This is kind of where
Drinking
it all started.
Sequama, hanging out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we used to
Throwing
go
it
to the
back.
Mexican grocery store and buy the cheapest beer we could afford.
Amen, dude.
I thought I've read that you guys met at GIT or Musicians Institute institution here in Hollywood.
We did. Actually, I was doing carpentry in Vermont, and my brother just one day was like, I'm moving to California to do music. Do you want to come? And I was like, I'm so fucking miserable swinging a hammer. Let's do it. And I moved out here. I met Joe, like I said.
I didn't want to bring it up because your boy here didn't graduate that school, but
I failed out of MI.
Now that we're talking about it, let's talk about
there
it.
Was a lot of things happened, and I did not graduate from Musicians Institute, but who needs a diploma to be a musician? Am I right?
Yeah. You're right. I mean, it's a school of life, the school of hard knocks.
That's true.
Etc. So I know this band has been through a few lineup changes over the
Only
years.
a couple. Yeah.
Maybe not as many as Guns N' Roses themselves or the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Getting close.
Number 7.
Like a Spinal Tap situation.
False.
The last drummer spontaneously exploded. It's true.
What number bass
Have
player
you
are
seen
you?
Spinal Tap 2? Because I don't want to spoil the ending.
I'm 3, but
I
I
have
think
not
it's closer
seen
to
Spinal
like
Tap
8.
2.
I'm not going to say how the drummer in that. Well, I'm already spoiling
Bizarre
it. But
gardening
the drummer
accident.
dies.
I hope he's all right.
Yeah.
It's a she, and she's not. She dies in the movie. I'm not going to say how.
You said you weren't going to spoil it, and then you did.
You know
You
what's
have to
funny?
watch it to find out how. She did not choke on someone else's vomit.
Just remember to watch
the other
Spinal Tap 2, the retapping.
Stay tuned.
That should have been the name of
Retapping.
the movie.
We used to have a Stonehenge in here, but apparently it's been crushed
You know
by
what's
a
really
it's not here anymore.
crazy is I have the plate for the Marshall that goes to 11. The actual one.
Did they make them like for
filmed-
real?
No, just one of them was. I have the real one filmed for the movie. Yeah,
How?
because they were throwing out a bunch of stuff in Steve Vai's his lockout, and it was there.
He threw away.
Well, Steve Vai, he's like, whatever.
He threw away a
it was
Spinal
there,
Tap
and then my
artifact?
buddy Scotty was like, I have this, and I was like, dude, I need that.
You know where the mini Stonehenge?
now it just hangs out. Now it just hangs out in the it just hangs out. It hangs out. It's us.
That's. I mean, you guys are rock and roll. That's pretty rock and roll.
I'm gonna bolt it to a Fender, a face of a Fender amp, and really confuse everyone who's at the the show one day. They're gonna be like, that's not a Marshall. I'm like, you don't know what you're talking about. It goes to 11.
I feel.
Joe's got an amp that goes to 12.
Do it?
Yeah, the champ or the Pro Junior.
Yes, it is actually Colton's Pro Junior, but it's mine now.
Well,
but it does go to
so
12.
it's yours.
Does go to
How
12.
long is this lineup? Assuming there's no spontaneous combustion or anything that happens to Colton.
Yeah.
How long is this lineup? It seems like it's a pretty
this
solid
lineup
situation.
has been around for probably a year and a half, right, Colton?
Oh, really? That's it.
I'm the newest guy. They stole me out of the middle of the desert.
Well,
But
literally.
Desmond,
Yeah, pretty much. They came
caught
to
him
Lake
eating
Havasu
sand,
City, Arizona, and they were
hanging
like,
out.
"We need a drummer, and we have all these songs. You need to learn them." And
He was just hitting the cactus with a stick. And
Yeah.
I was like, that guy's got good timing. I was like, he would probably work out well for us.
and
And
then I ate their other drummer. So
yeah, and
Here I
exactly.
am.
Yeah, they ate the other drummer, and bam, 1, 2, 3, we got Colton.
However it takes. It's a
R.I.P.
cutthroat
last
world,
drummer.
rock and roll. You got to do whatever it takes. So, like I mentioned, the album is called
American Dream.
I like that we said it together. And,
is.
you know,
do it.
I mean, I feel like you have the authority to say it. It is your album. So you can.
Thank you. Thank you.
American Dream.
Yeah, what do you want to know about it?
Well, I mean, we're saying a lot of funny stuff here and it's great, but there are
course.
some serious stuff on the record. You're talking about
course.
some real life shit.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll ask about what the American Dream is to you, or like why it's titled that.
The title of that record and the title track of that record, American Dream, to me personally, as difficult as it has become in America to chase one stream, and it has become more difficult. I think that's a fair thing that anyone would say. With enough hard work, with like really just like, you look back, you think back at like the people who came to America during whatever, the Great Depression, like when people were coming to Ellis Island, like life was a we complain that life is hard now, and it is, but life was a hell of a lot harder then. And I still think that the American dream is completely possible for your random fucking Indiana boy coming out to Los Angeles trying to make a career out of music. All right. You just got to put your fucking feet to the ground and work and work and work. And a lot of times people are afraid of hard work. I think that, like, you know, the way that social media is and like the way that the world has presented itself, some people are fucking afraid to swing a hammer.
I mean, you've literally done that.
I know. And sometimes you got to do that. You got to be that guy at 5 a.m. on top of a roof laying shingles to do what you want to do.
Not shingles, the disease.
No,
Shingles.
No. Well, I've had shingles.
Shingles doesn't care.
Have you ever had shingles while doing shingles?
No, I have
Because it's
not.
awful.
I've done neither of
it's
those
terrible.
things.
You're supposed to have shingles at your age.
How old are you?
Old enough to have shingles.
Oh no! Oh no!
This is a shingles commercial now.
Shingles doesn't care.
Shingles, get the vaccine.
I mean, I agree with that in general. We don't have to go down that route, but to go back to the American Dream, the album as well as the concept, you guys work really hard. You gig. I don't even know. Like this is probably not even your first
200
gig.
gigs a year.
This is probably like your third gig of the day here at Licorice
No,
Pizza.
I wish it was. But,
we were cutting in a van. We were fucking.
Yeah, we were working on the van before this. Yeah, we do 200 shows a year, and we work so hard. We're like $30,000 in debt right now. That's how
right,
hard
baby.
we're working. So
Amen.
we need to keep working harder. You know what I mean? There's no slowing down at this
Rack
point.
up those credit cards, kids. You know what I'm saying?
But see, that's
Grow
the
your
thing.
business.
You've been saying. I mean, I do agree that it's important to work hard, particularly in music, like, you know, to get your name out there. But the kind of that old school thing where it's like, oh, get in a van, tour all the time, create word of mouth, pass out your flyers, play the scene, get mailing lists, whatever, do street team stuff. And then eventually you'll get a buzz and there'll be a bidding war and blah, blah, blah. Like that model doesn't really exist anymore. And, you know, I don't know if you saw, like, maybe just a couple days ago, Shirley Manson from Garbage, obviously a band with a huge amount of success that plays good sized venues. She's been saying on stage, it went viral, like, she's like, this is the last headlining North American tour Garbage is ever going to do because we can't afford to do this. How does a new band afford to do it?
Well, she was saying because they were in Denver, she was saying that they can only do the coast now, which makes sense because on the coast, all the major cities are close to each other. And if you go to Denver, there's nothing. I mean, there's like you got Salt Lake and whatever, but they're not as close. And with all the prices being so high now, it doesn't make any sense to go to Denver anymore.
This is a band that has been up for Grammys, did a James Bond theme, has sold millions of records. Yeah. One of them produced Nevermind.
Yeah, Butch Vig.
You know, this is not a nobody band. They play good sized venues, and they're like basically like this is no longer a sustainable business.
It's not, and I actually find
what do you do as a young band?
I think it's a West Coast problem in general. The cities are too far apart, and actually we're going to relocate and go to the East Coast come next year, just so we can be closer to different cities and different markets, because we're just burning our wheels right now.
Yeah, when you're going from Los Angeles to Sacramento. You're basically looking from going to you're going.
That's 8 hours.
More, yeah, it's like going from Florida to Georgia to, you know what I mean. You're going through like 3 states just to get to your next venue, and that's like horribly unsustainable.
Yeah,
if you're still doing.
If we could just focus on the music and do the music thing, that would be great. But even monetarily, it's so important to have the social media thing happening too. And so there's a lot of time and effort that needs to be focused and allocated to that aspect of it as well, you know?
You're still kind of doing things the old school way, 200 gigs.
We run our business mean and lean. I think there's, when you get to the size of like a band like Garbage, you have Axl Rose said it once, most of the time they were touring, he was just touring nonstop with GNR at the time to keep roadies, keep front of house, keep guys that were under their pay, like living. Like it was not even for them anymore. It's like, oh, I'm fine, but now I got to keep my sound guy, my front
sound
of house.
guy has a mortgage and kids and a wife.
I got to keep him. I got to make it. I love this dude. I got to make sure that they're surviving. And that becomes, when you're that kind of a business entity, it becomes a lot more difficult. We're pretty, like I said, mean and lean. We run everything. We do all our books. We set everything.
And you're totally independent.
Yeah, we're totally independent. And it makes it so that all the money allocated really comes down to us, and then we break it apart to where it has to go. And it makes it so that we can pay a salary to everyone at the end of the week, and we can pay what we have to pay as far as like if it's the cost of the what's it called, the cost of
just
the van,
living expenses plus band expenses
gas,
separately,
all that kind of stuff.
I think people don't realize everyone gets a cut. The booking guy gets a cut. Then we got to hire a sound guy for whatever gig, and that's got to get a cut. And then there's merch that gets sold. We got to take a cut of the merch now. We got to put in a different pile of money so that we can reorder more merch.
I think a lot of bands nowadays don't even think about that.
I don't know. I have no idea. I'm just stuck in this little universe here.
Play music, you don't get into it so that you're like, oh man, I can't wait to do the back end business stuff. But as soon as it starts to grow, you're like, oh, I need this to be able to fucking survive.
I think more bands, younger bands, I think you have to put the business aspect of whatever your project is in front of your goals as an artist. And I know that feels weird. It's like the first time I think in history for art that has to be a thing, but you have to look at it like business structure wise. How can I make this model work in today's America and take 4 dudes around the country or whatever you are and play and still, and at the end of the month be like, I can pay rent, I can pay my car note, I can buy groceries, everything's good. I have a little bit of money I can throw into my savings, things like that. Especially if you're coming most of us come from very, I would say like meager standings as people, from family wise. My parents are, my dad's a carpenter, very like middle class to lower middle class kind of income. And I think that becomes a really hard thing to navigate because a lot of kids don't even understand how to use a credit card correctly to take, you take a Southwest card, for instance, and you open it and you use it to pay for band expenses and pay it off immediately to get points to then fly to some kind of gig that you're going to do in Nashville. And you know what? All of a sudden that gig becomes a free gig. Well, it doesn't matter because our travel expenses were all free because of how we set everything up to begin with. And a lot of people don't think about that.
I mean, this may not sound very rock and roll what we're talking about, but look at someone like, since we're talking about Guns N' Roses, Duff McKagan. That guy is a money genius, and
cheers to Duff.
He's doing well, so you
money
can be
money man.
But since we're talking about being independent, you did recently get a couple nominations for the Hollywood Independent Music Awards, so you obviously are doing something right. Congrats on that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
But what keeps you going when there are times where you're like, holy cow, can I keep doing this? I don't want to be another 30,000 in debt. Obviously,
well,
the American dream and the love of it, right?
Look in the mirror and I cry a little bit.
What am I doing?
Yeah.
I don't think
gets me going in the morning.
I don't think any of us would be here if we didn't have the real passion for music. If you want to get into the business, hey, guys, if you want to get into the business, love this shit. All right.
Yeah.
Let me tell you that right now before the glasses go back on. You got to fucking love it. But we do, and being
the struggle
live,
is real.
The struggle can be real.
The struggle is real.
But when you get to get on stage and it's like, I don't know, your 6th gig in a row and you've traveled 8 hours and then you get back on stage, you're like, I remember every single time why I'm here and what I'm doing for those reasons,
Awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot, like I said, we're talking real life shit, and there's real life stuff on this record. There's stuff about wealth, inequity, immigration, or opioids, I believe, or drug epidemic, but it's done in a way where this album is by no means like a drag or like a heavy depressing record. So I guess, how do you strike the balance about writing about some kind of dark stuff, but also being anthemic at the same time?
Oh man. I mean,
what's the secret?
Oh, you want our secret sauce, you say?
You got to keep the party alive in a record. You have to have the songs that people are going to listen to, that they're going to put on, that give them those positive. I mean, because a record should be a collage of your life, Exactly. And there are going to be there's dips, there's highs, there's lows, this record was really written to be a vinyl. And like that, when I roll a vinyl, you listen to it from the first song to the last song, and it's an experience. It's
The
that's
journey.
the art. That's the art of it. You know, that's the art of writing a record. And like, I think a lot of like in the single dominated world that we live in, a lot of that art has disappeared. You know, it has. I mean, you know, there's a very big distinction between, you know, the artist side of music and like the commercial, like, you know, whatever Spotify mega artists, where it's like the same exact song over and over and over again. And that's fine. There's a time and a place for that. I get it. And like, you know, like cheers to them for making millions and millions of dollars on it. I'm all about it. I love it. But that to me, to them, and how I look at it, that's like, it's just a job. You know,
not an adventure.
they could be Mark Cuban. It's the same thing. You know what I mean? There's just like, it's like a venture business program that they're doing, as opposed to like, if I'm writing a record, yeah, okay, this song might not be a hit song. That's fine. Like, it just has some
A lot
tie
of
to
our
me.
favorite songs are just B tracks
Yeah,
Really?
off like, or
Oh,
deep
yeah.
cuts off like the old Aerosmith records and the old Rolling Stone records.
Totally.
And that's like what we really love. So it's like, we're not afraid to
Yeah.
like
I
you
love weird
saying.
shit. I love all the weird shit.
And I think it's
like
a good-
Primus and
Yeah.
weed and
Yeah.
all that.
It's a
All
good,
the weird stuff that nobody
Like Rush, are you excited that Rush are coming back?
I'm stoked.
As
Are
a
you?
drummer, I mean, you know,
So
it
I
must be
haven't-
interesting
was
that
he?
they're coming back with
No.
this new drummer.
I'm just happy because now there's going to be at least one woman at the Rush show.
You're not the first person to make that joke. I'm going to go, so there'll be two. There'll be two.
Two
women.
girls at the Rush show.
I said at least, all right? There could
Guinness
be more.
Book of World Records Rush show.
Joke has been making the rounds for the last week. But when we're talking about these kind of, you know, darker or heavier songs on the album, a lot of them are story songs. Are they based on
Yeah.
your real lives or people you know? Or are they composites of people you know or real life
They're
stories?
definitely real life experiences. I think there's just a balance of keeping it authentic and singing about what you know, but also keeping the listener engaged so they don't want to turn off the vinyl. Like, you got to keep it interesting. You got to make people want to dance the whole time. And that's what we learned doing 200 shows a year, is
True.
keeping everything engaging.
Keep them moving and grooving.
Yeah, keep
Well,
If
you
the-
gotta
if
do that.
The audience is not feeling what you're doing something wrong. And
I'm not
especially if
feeling
you're
it
not
either.
engaging with them. I mean, man, we've always had this mentality. There's 5 people in the audience. It's Madison Square Garden.
Like last night.
You're stepping out.
Dude, yeah, last night was
You're
bad.
stepping out.
right?
Joe,
Gina?
flip some tables, throw up some fingers.
There was like 15
Just have a
people
good ass
there.
time.
15 people there last night, and I
And we
was
had 'em
like,
screaming.
let's just go crazy.
Fingers.
Yeah,
We had everyone dancing last night.
we did.
That was a good time.
I felt bad for the people that followed
I felt really
us.
bad for everyone before and after us.
Immediately. They wanted us to go longer, and we were like, no,
No.
we have a 30-minute set. We're leaving right now. We're done.
You gotta
We
keep people
also-
wanting more.
You do.
You don't need to do some 3-hour
It's true.
set.
It's true. It's true. I
Billie
agree.
Eilish said people
I
don't
said,
want 3
come to
hours.
this show today, and Trina said, don't do that. Don't promote another show at the show. I said, oh,
We
I
don't
know what I'm
care. We're
talking
rock
about.
and roll.
We're always happy to have you promote Licorice Pizza.
That's right.
shows.
That's what
It's
I said.
completely
Come
fine
down to
with me.
Licorice Pizza.
Completely
They
fine with
don't
me.
have
Sorry,
pizza.
Trina.
They don't, but they have licorice.
They do have
We do
licorice.
have licorice.
We do. That is a fact.
You guys ever think about a slice window?
A what?
A
Oh, like a
slice-
Joe's
pizza
all
window?
about the slice window. Just a slice.
We do have pizza parties here sometimes with
Just
actual
a
pizza,
slice.
not pizza made of licorice. Am
It's
I?
an eighth of a pizza. It's
Am
a
I
good
correct?
idea for the fucking eighth of pizza for the window
Yeah,
name?
that's actually a good idea.
Yeah. This is a slice. You heard it here. Whoever
Heard
steals
it here
that.
first.
Yeah, I already copywrote it. I already got the patent going, and I already trademarked it. So don't even think about taking it.
I mean, you guys are full of ideas, isn't? Am I correct in
I'm
reading
Jewish.
that
I
you
always have
wrote
ideas.
that you wrote a lot of songs for this record, and a lot of them were written like kind of
Um,
during the pandemic, like the lockdown era.
Me and Eugene lived across the street from each other, so there was nothing to do. So we would just party and write music every day.
I got yelled at one time for being at your
Well,
house.
Yeah.
They were
like
like,
breaking.
Well, he
laws,
forgot it
COVID
was
laws?
New Year's Eve.
I forgot it was New
basically.
Year's Eve, to be
we
fair.
kind of went down the hole.
we were writing music, and my lady at the time was like, "Where are you?" And I was like, "I'm at Joe's house.
I'm across the
I'm
street.
literally across the street writing music." I didn't even realize it's New Year's because it was the pandemic. Like, you know what I mean? It kind of just all blended together at some
But
point.
I want to say we wrote 40 songs maybe more.
Yeah.
And then that all got narrowed down. More songs got written, and it all got narrowed down to like the 9 or 10 or whatever.
I think we used 5 for the record. Or 4 for the record?
I think 4, and then we.
There was a couple different batches of recording sessions that happened. One happened early, maybe 2022, and then the studio we were working out of moved. And then we had a bunch of lineup changes, and then the studio reopened, and then we got back in there. And by the time we got back in there, we had a bunch of new material.
And I think even some of those we did with Keith, right? Didn't we do some of those
Yeah.
recordings there? Keith Nelson, shout out. Keith
From
Nelson.
Buckcherry.
Buckcherry. Yeah, that's right.
Cherokee Studios.
That's my
in
boy right
Hollywood,
there.
We worked out of there for a
He
little bit.
produced this record,
My
right?
older, meaner brother.
Yeah, Keith helped co-write and produce
He did.
some of the stuff on there. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's awesome.
Working on a couple new songs with him right now, actually.
The Shingles jingle that we...
Shingles jingle. You
Say
know the
that.
Shingles jingle? Oh, you've heard about the Shingles jingle, I see.
Am I correct in I think I read some kind of crazy story that you were at the beginning of the pandemic in Mexico or something, and you kind of almost didn't make it back to the U.S. and you were like,
Yeah.
Not him. No way.
I had just signed a it was like basically kind of pseudo signed with the booking agency we were working with in the beginning. And I was like, you know what? After I'm going to go on vacation. And I went with some friends to Mexico to San Pancho. And I was in San Pancho fishing. And I came home and everyone was freaking out. And I was like, what's going on? And they're like, there's some crazy virus going on. We don't know what it is. No one knows what it is. And we basically had to hightail it out of Mexico back to the United States because they were closing the border down. And then bam, all of a sudden I was walking around doing roofing again. Thank God my good friend Scott Bednar and Patty Hillis and Noah Hillis, they had set me up with a job doing roofing for a house they were building. And
Nice.
it kept me afloat during the pandemic because there was nothing to do. It was insanity. And I had no income beforehand because the band had not made enough income to be an LLC yet. So we were at this point where like it was this weird flip where I couldn't get money from the United States government because I didn't make enough money on books to get the stimulus checks. So I just had nothing. It was just like, they're like, hey, you have to pay your bills. And I'm like, I'm broke.
are you an LLC now?
We are now.
Congrats.
Yes. We made it, ladies and gentlemen.
Now you know you
we
made it.
now have to pay taxes to the
Just
government.
go in debt.
That's
you can
right.
be an LLC too.
Yeah, that's right.
You must have been when lockdown started to ease up, and because you guys play all the time, you play 200 gigs a year. When you were able to tour again and you hit the stage again, that must have felt so awesome and euphoric.
I'll tell you, one of the biggest things we had going for us was our booking the manager of the booking agency that we were working with at the time, the guy who was working with us, was like, hey, I need you guys to like get in a practice room and start practicing for the next like couple, like 2-3 months, get super tight.
3 months.
Yeah. So for 3 months, we just got tight. And this was with me and Joe and 2 other random guys.
And Dan.
Mario and Dan Knight.
Dan Knight.
Shout out. Dan Knight was the drummer.
Dan, what's up, bro?
We replaced you,
Dan
Dan.
really helped us out.
Dan's here right now with us in spirit.
Dan Knight.
So we were ready. We were very prepared. So when the first venues that opened were the casinos because they're on federal
Was your
land.
first gig at a casino?
Native
Yeah.
casino.
Which casino?
It was
Rolling Hills.
Rolling Hills.
Up in
Because they have different. Since they're
Corny.
owned by the tribes, they don't have to follow federal laws, which was the shutdown mandates. So they said, we need a band. Will you guys?
Yeah, that's right.
We had to like literally,
My bad.
it would be like 30 feet from the audience, like plexiglass in front of the stages
Like
with,
Blues Brothers?
dude, like you, like,
Fencing?
no, like literal plexiglass. So like it would just bounce off the plexiglass right back into your face. Like you'd be playing a guitar and it would just boom, boom. So it was so loud inside. You're in like this little, you're like a fish in an aquarium and some like 12-year-olds there just smacking on the glass. Like, that's why they say don't smack on the glass at the aquarium, by the way. Now, I've been that fish. I understand it now. You know, the signs are there for a reason.
How surreal. Must feel good to now get to play like regular rock
Yeah,
shows.
yeah.
We did
regular-
a car show too, remember?
You're right. We did a drive-in.
One show in 2020, and it was a drive-in
Drive-in car show.
Everyone sat in their cars and honked at us in between shows, in between
Like, to
songs.
applaud.
Yeah,
It was
exactly.
crazy.
Yeah, to applaud. Yeah, they would honk at us. It was so weird. But they had a big jumbo like Tron screens and the big stage because everyone had to park, and it was just like so weird.
Those are some crazy times. And we're still in crazy times, as you mentioned.
We
like,
still are.
So what is the American Dream and this album, The American Dream, like what is its meaning in the fraught year that is 2025 or the fraught last 5 years even?
I still think like with enough hard work, you can make whatever your ambition and dream is. Like the universe will provide it if you push hard enough for it and you believe in it enough. If you don't believe in it, if you don't believe in yourself and what you're doing and you're not willing to give 110% to what you're doing, it's never going to happen. It's not, it's not a reality and you should do something else. I wholeheartedly believe that. That's how it's always been. That's how all dreams, that's how they, like baseline. If you don't believe in yourself to the point where you would, you know, you're going to war for whatever you are doing, you don't believe in it.
Here's the cheesy part right here. Life's too short to not do what you want to do, ladies and gentlemen. So just fucking do it.
Amen.
And that way you don't have to live with the what ifs.
Strap them Nikes on. You know what I mean?
Look, just put your Nikes on.
Put your
Just
Nikes
do
on,
it.
baby. Just do it.
If Nike wants to endorse you, that is also
Ladies and
What's
gentlemen,
up,
I'm looking
Nike?
for a Nike endorsement.
Yo, what's up, Nike?
I did play
Nike.
basketball for a while, y'all. Let's
I
go.
need Nike boots. What's up?
Yeah, dude, Nike combat boots.
you guys seem to have your heads on straight, not just in terms of your passion for what you do, but you know the business end of
Most
things.
people think so.
You know, for a rock and roll band, I think, you know, you got your heads on pretty straight.
You should have seen us
Yeah.
at Moonshine Flats the other day.
She shouldn't have.
Maybe I should have.
Didn't even
What
see
happened at
us
Moonshine
there, and I was
Flats?
there.
We
woke
had a
up-
great time.
I woke up in my car on the street in San Diego at 8 in the morning, and I was like, holy shit, how did I get here?
I'm just glad you stayed in the car.
I'm so glad I did not drive my car. I don't
Ladies
think
and
I could
gentlemen,
find
don't
the
drink and
ignition.
drive. Message from American Mile.
Can't find the ignition. You probably
Don't
shouldn't.
drink and drive. That's from American Mile right here.
Drink and drive.
do it.
Drinking and driving kills.
It does.
Stay in school, except if it's MIT, then it's not necessary.
Yeah, it's not necessary to
Drop
do it.
out. Just don't drink and drive.
Just don't
'cause
drink
you
and
will
drive.
die.
Yeah.
Or you'll
Don't do it.
Just drink and just drive, but do them separately.
right.
Yeah. Amen.
But like I said, you guys, you got your heads on relatively straight.
Yeah,
Right.
you're like
you,
a hydra.
You seem to know the business end of things maybe more than some other bands. So besides all the inspirational stuff, TED Talk stuff you were saying just now, what advice do you have for a band? Like it's kind of in a similar position for yourself, independent, doing rock, which isn't necessarily like the genre in favor with the kids at the moment,
It's not.
doing everything yourself, trying to make, maybe not be millionaires at it, but make
Right.
a living at it. Just,
Well,
you know,
here's the thing. So you have to buckle down and do the shit that's not fun.
Yep.
It's fun to play music because that's everything that we want to do, right? Get good at doing that because it doesn't matter if you can't do that. But once you understand all that back end stuff, you can make music. Your ambition kind of has to be a billionaire or a millionaire off of doing it, right? So you can get to any level that's going to be comparable for you
I
to
like
make a living.
billionaire. I like billionaire.
Yeah, billionaire with
Yeah,
a B.
billionaire,
That's what
baby.
the B, y'all.
You gotta really have your business practices strong. You have to know that going into this, while it is a passion project, it's not an overnight success. Like very rarely. That is like you are the needle in the haystack if that happens.
Once in a blue moon.
It's the reality of it. You have to understand that there are going to be a lot of times where you walk into a venue and you're playing to the bartender and someone else. And you have to understand that when you do that, you're giving them the greatest show of their life, regardless of who's there. Because one person turns into two people, turns into four people, turns into eight. That's always how it goes. That is the fucking music business in a nutshell. There's no quick way to the top. It just doesn't exist.
It's a long way to the top if you want to rock
if
and
you
roll.
want to rock and roll.
Oh, shit.
See what I did there?
I like that.
Full of references. I love
Yes.
this.
I hope most of them
Yeah.
people understand.
No matter what-
DCAC right there.
No matter what job you choose, there's always going to be some kind of bullshit, no matter what that job is. So it might as well be something you're passionate about so that like you can deal with that bullshit that comes with it.
And
Feel
don't
me?
let that shit get you down. You know, it's really easy to be depressed about that. You think your music is like not going to a spot where you want it to be, or not. You're not at a. You think you have this, you know, this 10-year or whatever it is, whatever it is, 2-year goal of like we're going to be here, we're going to be there. Doesn't always get there. Okay, it's about putting in the day-to-day bullshit effort that you don't really want to do. It's about making those like. Do I want to make TikTok content? Absolutely not.
No,
I
not
fucking
even a
hate
little
that
bit.
shit. I really do. I hate
So
it.
much fun.
I hate it. I think social media is stupid. I don't really understand
Shout out
why.
to everyone on Instagram Live.
Follow
right
us
now.
Yeah.
on Instagram, ladies and
Here
gentlemen.
we
at
are.
American
For all
Mile.
you guys.
Here we are, but you have to do it. You have to put the effort in. You
We
have
do
to,
love you guys, though. I'm just
you
saying.
have to sit down with an acoustic guitar and record something that you didn't really want to do. You probably wanted to sleep or catch up on it for a couple hours.
I
Or,
remember that.
yeah, or like
Sleep.
dehydrate apples, which has been my new passion for the last couple of weeks.
He makes great dehydrated apples.
Thank you. You know, I've really gotten the time and the temperature
They're
down.
good. I
Yeah.
have not
Like
had,
for eating.
I
Anything
have
to
not
add,
had
Joe?
any of the dehydrated mango yet because he eats it all before he
No.
gets
The
there.
bananas, though,
Thank you so much for
peak.
that. Very
Peak
insightful.
banana
I
dehydration.
haven't
I
had
figured
them
out.
either.
Yeah.
Bring any dehydrated fruits
No,
today?
they're in my car. I left them there in a bag, which is not good.
I mean, we'll just get more dehydrated, I
They're
guess.
going to be very dehydrated by the time we
Can't
get
spoil.
back from
They'll be
Arizona.
crispy.
True.
Yeah.
Besides launching your own line of dehydrated fruits and owl heads.
Yes. Yeah.
Owl heads and fruits are us. What is the next goal for American Mile? I mean, you say, you know, you kind of have to be realistic and
Yeah.
incremental, but what do you want to have happen next for you guys?
I think the next big goal for us would probably be either a European tour or a bigger opening tour on one of the coasts. And that's something to like, listen, put a pin in it as like, this is the goal. But if we can get to here before that, that's all right too.
And who do you want to open for? If I had
to open,
I would love to open for 2 Chainz. He has a lot of. I'm playing, y'all.
Shut the fuck up.
Blackberry Smoke.
I would totally open
the
for 2
Black
Chainz.
Crows. Lenny
All I need for my
Kravitz.
birthday is a big booty hoe.
Not 2
Birthday is a
Chainz.
big booty
Although
hoe.
we rock 2 Chainz all the time.
2
Yeah.
Chainz, if you're watching.
You ever watched a girl get power bombed to a 2 Chainz song? We did.
We
she
have,
pooped her
for sure.
pants when she hit the ground.
That was crazy.
Shout out to the girl in the white pants in Bakersfield.
Oh my gosh.
That
She's
was
gonna
a night.
remember that.
This interview has taken an interesting turn.
That
Many
happened. That was a
interesting-
real life thing that
happened.
happened.
All right, so 2 Chainz, if you're watching this,
2 Chainz,
but
my
also
boy.
Black Crows,
Black Crows,
Blackberry
oh,
Smoke.
dude, Blackberry Smoke. Man,
Lenny Kravitz. You said
I would.
Oh, that would be
love to
awesome.
open for Lenny
That would be
Kravitz.
That would be
Oh my
awesome.
God.
sick. I have the same birthday as Lenny Kravitz, May 26th. If you're
Bam.
watching Lenny Kravitz, let's
Lenny.
have a joint birthday party this
I'm
year.
Jewish, Lenny Kravitz. He's black. Come on, make it happen.
I'm neither, but
We
we,
have
have
the
the same
combo right
birthday.
here.
We got the combo.
there's 3 there's 3 common grounds right there.
That's right. Birthday, Jewish, black. Bam.
Joe plays guitar.
And Joe plays guitar.
I mean, it just
4
seems like
common
fate.
grounds, Lenny.
Right.
4. Count them.
It just seems like fate. So watch the space. In the meantime, though, you're going to play to Licorice Pizza. There's already more than 5 people out there right now. I'm just letting you know.
There's 6.
At least 6. And
That's
once I'm out
beyond
there, it'll
what
be
I can
7.
count.
Once I'm out there, it'll be
Don't
7.
Count to 4.
I can only count to 4.
You just got to see every face and rock them all.
Sometimes we play to large audiences, you know.
Sometimes.
I was being facetious.
Just
as you
sometimes.
said.
No.
I'm
This
saying,
is fun for me.
sometimes. But yeah, most of the time it's like 6 people.
It's fun for me as well.
It's always Madison Square Garden. I just hallucinate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dare to dream.
I choke myself before we go on until Mikhail naturally.
Yeah.
I'm in
We
Madison
call
Square
it-
Garden.
We
All right,
call
well,
it.
do I need to? Do I need to let you go though, so you can have a moment to do
Yeah,
that?
right. Hold
really
on a
quick?
second.
We
call
have a
it
room
being
back
on the
there if you need
mothership.
some privacy.
It's not erotic,
Or
but it
if
is
you-
auto-asphyxiation.
I mean, if you wanted to do that on the Instagram Live, it would probably go pretty viral. But I don't know.
Somebody get me a tie and a coat rack.
All right, I'll see what I can.
Yeah, and then watch me.
I'll
I'm gonna
see what.
need help.
Kids, don't try this at home. Stay in school.
Don't try this. Stay
Don't
in
drink and
school.
drive.
Don't drink and drive.
And don't
And don't
autoerotic
asphyxiate yourself.
It's
To
just an embarrassing way for you to die.
Oh no. Cut that from the interview, please.
Too late. We were live, so.
Oh, we're live.
On that note, it's only rock and roll.
It's only rock and roll if you like it.
I am happy that you're here, though. This has been a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to whatever you're doing.
And if you're
next.
ever going to get canceled, it's tonight, so you're welcome.
You know, I can see why you don't want to go on TikTok, but, you know, I think this worked out well.
Yeah.
You have been great, so thank you for having us.
Thanks for coming by. This has been fun. Thanks for bringing the Jack and Coke as well. So.
Amen, baby.
All right. And thanks, everybody, for watching. And let's
cheers, everybody. Thanks for having us.
Let's go rock out.
Let's fucking.
I don't even know how to end that. I'm just gonna
If you guys can follow us on social media, that's Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, and all that jazz. It helps us out very,
but
very,
more
very
important
much.
than all of those things, join our mailing list.
That's right.
If you join the mothership, you get 10% cooler. It's guaranteed. I checked.
Amen.
Mic drop.
Thank you guys. Shout out to you guys. We appreciate y'all.